The 7 shampoos quietly wrecking Britain's hair, and 3 that actually fix it. You step out of the shower, run your fingers through your hair, and 20, 30, 50 strands come away in your hand. That's not normal shedding. That might be your shampoo turning against you. Right now, some of the most familiar bottles on bathroom shelves from Glasgow to Brighton, the ones you grab without thinking at Boots or Superdrug, have been tied to thousands of consumer complaints, class action lawsuits, and the kind of scalp reactions dermatologists keep warning about. Today I'm naming all 7, then handing you 3 alternatives that the actual science backs. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to bin and exactly what to replace it with. One quick thing first, I'm not a doctor. If your hair is genuinely falling out, see your GP or a trichologist. This is about ingredients, not a diagnosis. And here's a number to keep in your head the whole way through. A normal scalp sheds somewhere around 80 to 100 hairs a day. That's healthy. That's the cycle doing its job. The trouble starts when something tips far more follicles into the shedding phase at once. And a few of the bottles on this list are very good at doing exactly that. Let's start with the worst, working our way up. Number 7, Suave Daily Clarifying. The problem here isn't cleaning your hair. It's how hard this formula cleans it. The main culprit is sodium lauryl sulfate, SLS, a surfactant built to strip oil aggressively. Trouble is, your scalp needs some of that oil to protect the hair shaft. Strip it too often and hair turns dry, brittle, and snaps under normal tension. Brushing, tying it up, even running your hands through it. And here's the part that fools people. Breakage doesn't look like hair loss at first. It shows up as shorter strands, frayed ends, less volume. People say, my hair just stopped growing. Usually it's breaking as fast as it grows. Worth knowing, Suave's parent company, Unilever, actually recalled a different Suave keratin product back in 2012 after hair loss complaints, and later settled the resulting lawsuits for over $10 million. So this isn't a brand without history. Number 6, Garnier Fructis Sleek and Shine. This one sells you shine, and the shine is real. But look at what creates it. Alcohol-based solvents give that lightweight, glossy finish, and the same chemistry can pull moisture out of the hair shaft. Dry hair becomes porous hair, and porous hair doesn't bend. It snaps. Ever noticed your hair looks gorgeous the day you wash it, then feels like straw 2 days later? That gap is the tell. It's like polishing something while quietly wearing it down. Number 5, Pantene Pro-V Classic Clean. The branding is all nourishment and strength. The concern is what some formulations lean on to survive on the shelf. Preservative systems, including parabens, which on sensitive scalps have been linked in user reports to irritation, itching, and redness. And an irritated scalp isn't a neutral scalp. When the follicle environment gets inflamed, more follicles slip early into the shedding phase. Anagen, catagen, telogen, growth, transition, rest. Dip too many into rest too soon, and you notice it in the plug hole. The promise is nourishment. For some people, the lived experience is the opposite. Number 4, Head & Shoulders Classic Clean. Here's the irony. You buy this because your scalp is already struggling. The active ingredients, zinc pyrithione, sometimes selenium sulfide, are genuinely effective antifungals for dandruff. And for actual dandruff, they do the job. But used long-term or with no dandruff to treat, they can be harsh on the scalp barrier for some users. And patch testing has linked them to contact dermatitis, redness, itching, microinflammation around the follicle. Inflamed follicles don't stay in the growth phase. They shift early into shedding. You bought healthy scalp care, and a chunk of users got the opposite. Number 3, OGX, the biotin and collagen line and others. Now it gets serious and legal. OGX's owner, Johnson & Johnson, has faced class action lawsuits in the US over a preservative called DMDM hydantoin. It's a formaldehyde releaser. It slowly leaches tiny amounts of formaldehyde when it meets water. Formaldehyde is a recognized human carcinogen, and the lawsuits allege the ingredient contributed to significant hair loss and scalp irritation, with people describing handfuls coming out. Now, the honest nuance. Regulators still consider DMDM hydantoin safe at approved levels. and the company has contested the claims. But the lawsuits are real, the complaints ran for years, and J&J had pledged back in 2012 to phase formaldehyde releasers out. Yet these products kept selling well past that. Number 2. Mane and tail. Same ingredient family, formaldehyde-releasing preservatives, in the same alleged pattern. Scalp irritation and in sensitive users, localized hair loss. Some people describe a burning sensation while washing, which is exactly the sign of a scalp barrier under stress. It's marketed for thicker, fuller hair. The complaints describe the reverse. When a product's promise and its complaint file point in opposite directions, that's worth pausing on. And number 1, Tresemme Keratin Smooth. The bottle with the longest paper trail. Its maker, Unilever, has been the subject of class action lawsuits in the US and Canada over, again, DMDM hydantoin, this time in the Keratin Smooth shampoos. Thousands of consumers reported hair loss, scalp burns, and irritation, and the story exploded across social media a few years back. Here's the fair version. Some of those filings have been dismissed, others have been consolidated and are still live, so the legal picture is genuinely mixed and nothing's been proven against the company in court. But the sheer scale of complaints and the fact the product stayed on shelves right through it is why it tops this list. Same chemical as numbers 3 and 2, far bigger paper trail. So that's the wall of shame. And notice the thread running through all 7. Harsh sulfates, drying solvents, and formaldehyde-releasing preservatives. None of these guarantee you'll lose hair. Plenty of people use them for years with no drama. But if your hair has been thinning and you can't work out why, your shower shelf is a sensible place to start ruling things out. Now the good news, because the same scrutiny that exposed those points to 3 that do the opposite. Number 3 of the good list, Miel Rosemary Mint. Most Brits have never heard of Miel. No telly advert, not in every chemist. But here's why it earns a place. In a 2015 randomized trial of 100 people with pattern hair loss, rosemary oil performed about as well as 2% minoxidil, an actual licensed treatment, over 6 months, and with less scalp itching than the minoxidil group. A plant extract going toe-to-toe with a drug. The formula pairs rosemary with peppermint and biotin to support scalp circulation and shaft strength. It won't work miracles overnight, but for stress, seasonal, or post-pregnancy shedding, it's a sensible, gentle place to start. And crucially, nothing in it is fighting your scalp. Number 2, Briogeo Blossom in Bloom. This one leans on 3 workhorses: ginseng, caffeine, and biotin. Ginseng supports circulation to the follicle. Caffeine is thought to help keep follicles in their growth phase, and biotin strengthens the shaft against breakage. The point isn't one magic molecule. It's that the whole formula is built to support the scalp rather than strip it. No sulfate stripping, no formaldehyde releasers, and irritation reports are minimal. This is the step up from damage control to actually building something back. Number 1, Nizoral, 1% ketoconazole. It looks like nothing on the shelf. No influencer deals, no fancy bottle, sat in the medicated aisle at the chemist. But it's the one a lot of dermatologists reach for first. Ketoconazole is an antifungal that clears malassezia, the yeast behind dandruff and a lot of scalp inflammation. And inflammation, as you've heard all the way through this video, is one of the fastest routes to pushing a follicle into shedding. Remove the trigger, calm the scalp. On top of that, there's evidence it has a mild anti-androgen effect on the scalp itself, nudging down the local DHT that drives pattern thinning. Antifungal, anti-inflammatory, and mildly anti-DHT in one cheap bottle. The catch, use it 2 or 3 times a week, not every day, and let it sit for a couple of minutes before rinsing. So now you've seen both sides, and the rule is far simpler than the marketing wants you to believe. Avoid formaldehyde releasers like DMDM hydantoin. Go easy on harsh sulfates. Be wary of anything that promises repair while quietly drying your hair out. And look for the ingredients that actually calm and feed the scalp. Ketoconazole, rosemary, caffeine, ginseng. Because once the scalp environment settles down, everything else tends to follow. A practical way to do this: Don't panic bin everything tonight. Flip your current bottle over and read the ingredients list. If you spot DMDM hydantoin or sulfate sitting right near the top, that's your cue to switch on your next shop. Give a new shampoo a fair run, 6 to 8 weeks, because the hair you're shedding today was set in motion weeks ago. And if the shedding is heavy, sudden, or patchy, that's a GP conversation, not a shampoo one. One last thing before you go. Everything you just learned about shampoo applies to your conditioner too, and there's one conditioner category with an even worse complaint record than anything on today's list. That breakdown is coming next. So hit subscribe and turn on the bell, because this is exactly the kind of video the algorithm loves to bury.